Right, welcome back to another game of Precision Baseball. My name is Brian Haferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of Precision Baseball. And in this game we are going to be breaking into the third inning of a game that I started offline. This continues our 2023 opening day replay using Precision Baseball. And this is the Mets at the Marlins from Lone Depot Park in Miami. Right now it is 3-0 Miami. Just a brief recap. In the third inning, Jorge Soler had an RBI double after a walk and a stolen base by Jazz Chisholm. And then we had a 2-out walk to Jacob Stallings, a 2-out double for Joey Wendell, and then a 2-out single by Arise. And that gave Miami a 3-0 lead. Not much going on for New York against Sandy Alcantra. It's Scherzer on the mound for the Mets. Just real quickly going through the lineup. For the Mets, it's going to be Nemo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso, McNeil, Canna, Vogelbach, who will be up next, and Eduardo Escobar at third. Omar Narvaez gets the start at catcher. And for Miami, it's Arise, Gene Segura, Garrett Cooper, Jazz Chisholm is in the cleanup spot. Jorge Soler is the DH. Avisail Garcia in right field. Brian De La Cruz in left. Jacob Stallings is catching, and Joey Wendell is the shortstop. Alcantara is down to 23 on his stamina. He's got a stamina of 27. He's actually pitched quite a lot back in 2023. And he'll be facing off against Vogelbach, Escobar, and Narvaez. So this is going to come off of the batter card. 253 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. That'll be a pop up to first base, and it's no problem. At first base for Garrett Cooper as he catches this one in short right field, and that'll be out number 1. Brings up Eduardo Escobar for his first at-bat. Switch hitting third baseman. He's batting left-handed. He will be a 1-4 for control. So 839 comes off of the batter card. I'm sorry, it'll be a pitcher. It'll be a hit off of the pitcher's card. And now we look to the batter card. 919 against a righty is going to be a triple for Eduardo Escobar as he hits it down the left field line. There was a dive in left field by the left fielder Mark Canna. Canna comes up empty, and Eduardo Escobar is going to slide safely into third base with a triple. So 1-out triple for Escobar, and the Mets are in business. Brings up Omar Narvaez, catcher, left-handed catcher. This comes off of the pitcher's card. 335 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to right field. And in right field, the catch is made. Let's see if there is any tag up. So the catch is made in right field. There's a runner at third base. So definitely an opportunity for that. 430, that's in the 1 red spot, so we're going to hold at third base. So he's required to hold at third base. And 2 down now with the runner at third for Brandon Nemo. Nemo struck out in his first at-bat. This comes off Nemo's card. 456 against a righty is going to be a second strikeout as he has not figured out Sandy Alcantra. So a 1-out triple goes for naught as the Mets cannot bring home that run, and they still find themselves down 3-0 in this one. It's going to bring up Garrett Cooper Jazz Chisholm and Jorge Soler for Miami against Max Scherzer. This comes off of Scherzer's card. 756 against a righty is a walk. So Garrett Cooper on board for the first time in the game. He is a perfectly average base runner. 648 is going to be normal. Is there a pickoff attempt? Yes, there is a pickoff attempt. So let's go ahead. I don't think I need that. Pickoff attempt on a normal player who is a 0. 981 to 1,000 is what it'll take to throw him out, and he is back safely. So Jazz Chisholm, we gotta subtract 2 here. So Jazz Chisholm to the plate. Chisholm walked, stole a base, and scored a run back in his first at bat. He's got a, this comes off the pitcher, 365 to a lefty is going to be a line drive. And that is hit to the right fielder and caught by the right fielder. That'll be out number 1. Let's see if there's any advancement. Runner at first, hit to right field. It's all going to be either my choice or a hold. 197 is going to be a hold, so no one is advancing there. And that brings up Jorge Soler to the plate. Soler with an RBI double. He also came around to score on Joey Wendell's double. 949 off of Scherzer's card is going to be a hit of some sort. For Jorge Soler, a 951. He gets one to his liking. Scherzer leaves it out over the plate. And that is a line drive ripped into right center field, and that one is going to clear the fence for a 2-run homer for Jorge Soler as the Marlins are pouring it on here on opening day at home against the Mets. That makes the score now 5-0. Scherzer, tough couple of innings here. Brings up Avisail Garcia. This comes off Scherzer again, 969. As he catches too much of the plate, 881 for Avisail Garcia. And that's going to be back-to-back jacks. Although this one is just over, just over the left field wall. It's 12 feet high in left field. So no robbing home runs out in left field. And this one just scrapes over the wall for Avisail Garcia. And Scherzer can't believe it. As they go back to back, that makes it now 6-0. And this is an opening day start that Scherzer would rather not remember. Didn't have a great season, like a 475 FIP. So 465. So not a great season for Max Scherzer last year. Brian De La Cruz is up, and 348. This comes off the pitcher, but a little better result, we hope. 815. That's a line drive to right field, and the catch is made in right. That'll be out number 2. And Jacob Stallings stands in. He walked and scored on the Arise single back in the second inning. This comes off Scherzer's card, and a 932. This is going to be another one that he leaves out over the plate. It's a hit off the pitcher card, an 854. Against a righty is going to be a double. That is a ground ball into right center field that rolls all the way to the wall. And Jacob Stallings is going to wind up at second base with a 2-bagger. 2-out double for Stallings. And Joey Wendell stands in. Trying to get Max through this inning at least. He had a 1-2-3 first, but he's had nothing but trouble since then. This is going to come off of Wendell's card. A 646 against a righty is a strikeout, and so Scherzer gets the strikeout to end the inning, but not before 3 more come home in the third for Miami. It's now 6-0. The Fish over the Mets. And for New York, it's back to the top of the order. It's Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, and Pete Alonso. Marte with a single in his last at-bat, but he got thrown out trying to advance going to second base. There was like a 6% or 7% chance that he would get thrown out, and he rolled right into it. So it was I was taking the extra base, but it was definitely warranted. Just a great throw from right field. Marte is not going to control this at bat. 474 for Alcantara. Is going to be in a line drive range against a righty. And that liner goes to the shortstop. No problem at short. As Joey Wendell makes a nice catch. And that will be out number 1. Frankie Lindor struck out in his first at-bat. He's batting left-handed. So he's going to be 1-7 to have it come off his card, but it doesn't. 600 against a lefty is going to be a strikeout. So second strikeout of the day for Francisco Lindor. And that brings up Pete Alonso. Alonso lined out to first. He hit it hard, but right to the first baseman in his first at-bat. This will come off Pete's card. 408 against a righty is a line drive. And that goes to the shortstop also. A little soft liner. And that is caught by Wendell at short. And a 1-2-3 inning for Sandy Alcantra. And he is cruising in this one as his team is up 6-0. For Max Scherzer, on the other hand, it's been nothing but trouble. The last 2 innings, he starts off the top of the order. Luis Arraez, Gene Segura, and Garrett Cooper here in the 4th. Arraez against right-handed pitching is a 6. He's as good as you can get. And Scherzer almost as good as you can get against right-handed batting. But Arraez is a 1-11 to control, and he does. 203 against a right-hander is going to be a grounder. That goes to first base, and no problem at first base. As Pete Alonso is going to take that one to the bag himself. And that is out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mets looking to get a hold here and come back and get some runs. This is Gene Segura. Segura flied out and popped out in this one. He's going to get a hit off of Scherzer's card. Scherzer not as sharp. Not as sharp as he's been in the past. 654 is going to be a base hit. That's actually going to be an infield hit for Gene Segura, who legs one out. And he's at first base with 1 out. Segura is a 0 stealing. 883 is a normal lead. No pickoff attempt. And that brings up Garrett Cooper to the plates. Cooper. This is off of the pitcher. 404 is a line drive. And that liner goes to left field. 103, possible error in left. Who is it? It's Mark Canha. No error on the play. So he's going to make the catch in left field. Let's see if there's any runner advancement. On a ball hit to left field with a runner at first. 863. It's going to be my choice to advance the runner. The left fielder, he is a 0. And our base runner is a -1, so I'm not gonna chance that. Brings up Jazz Chisholm. Look at Segura's card. Segura had 7 stolen base attempts against righties. Let's go ahead and try to do that. So with Chisholm, Soler, and Garcia coming up, we'll take the chance of getting that runner to second base here. So let's see what his lead is. He's a normal base runner, 407. So that's going to be a normal lead. There's no addition to it. Is there a pickoff? There's no pickoff attempt. So let's go ahead and try to steal. Scherzer's hold is a 0. The catcher has a -2 arm, and so that -2 really is a +2 to the runner's stealing ability. So he is at a +2, so he actually goes from this to this column. So let's try to steal second. A 945 is here, and he gets thrown out. Wow. Trying to steal second. Good throw from Narvaez, and they peg him at third base. So they take the chance of getting the runner in scoring position, but can't come through. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. It's 6-0 New York over Miami. Miami over New York. It'll be McNeil, Canna, and Vogelbach for the Mets. McNeil is going to be a 1-8 to control. So this is off the pitcher. 591 is going to be a strikeout. McNeil, one of those guys who's really tough to strike out. You can see here he's got an 11% K percentage against righties and 8% against lefties. Just not an easy guy to strike out, but Alcantra gets him. And that's going to bring up Mark Canna. Canna lined out to third base in his first at-bat. 764 is going to be right into the hit range off the pitcher card. And 871 is a double, and that's going to be a line drive down the left field line for Mark Canna as that one rolls into the corner, and Canna's going to cruise in to second base with a double, 1-out double. So maybe a little something getting started here for the Mets. They're going to need to string together a little bit more. It's Daniel Vogelbach to the plate. He popped up to first in his first at-bat. He is going to have this come off the pitcher card. 589 is into the strikeout range. Actually, yes, against lefties. That's going to be out number 2 as Vogelbach, a strikeout victim here in the 5th. And that brings up Eduardo Escobar, switch hitting third baseman. Escobar with a triple last time. Let's see, it's going to come off his card. So 113 against a right-hander is going to be a ground ball. That goes to second base. And 102 is a possible error. Second baseman is a rise. And so there's no error on the play. But we do need to see what happens because we have base runners on. So we got a runner at second base, ball hit to a rise at second. 533 is going to be a 4-3 putout, and that's going to end the inning as Luis Arraez makes the play. And down go the Mets in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th inning we go at 6-0 Miami over New York. Let's see if Scherzer can get himself through this inning. He'll face off against Chisholm, Soler, and Garcia. And 801, that's not a good start as he gives up a hit to Jazz Chisholm. That's going to be a base hit. A little blooper in the left center field that falls for a hit. Chisholm runs at a +1. The fielder picking it up is the center fielder. That's Brandon Nimmo. He's a -6. So We're going to go ahead and try to take second on that. If the batter hits it into down the line or into the gaps, I usually give them the chance if they want to. And because Nemo has a -2 arm, you know, he's in the worst column here. So this is what happened when we tried to advance Starling Marte. But Jazz Chisholm is going to try to get 2 out of this as he dumps it into left center field. And he's burning rubber coming around first, and he'll be in there safely as he takes an extra base on that little looping single. So that'll turn into a double. And Jazz Chisholm is in scoring position with 1 out. That brings up Jorge Soler. Soler a double and a home run in this game. And this comes off of Scherzer's card, 674. This is going to be a strikeout against the right-hander as Soler swings through a curveball. And that'll be out number 1. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Marlins threatening to get another. This comes off Scherzer's card again, 650. Against a righty is going to be back-to-back strikeouts. And Max Scherzer, a little angry, pitching angry. He's got 1 more to go. De La Cruz is going to, he's going to control this. So it comes off De La Cruz's card, 394 against a righty is a line drive. That goes to right field, and the line drive is caught in right by Starling Marte as he comes in on that line drive and makes a good catch. So terrific job by Max Scherzer in what is most likely his final inning. But he guts through 5 innings for the Mets. They're still down 6-0 though. A couple of 3-run innings here in the 2nd and the 3rd, but Scherzer settled down just a little bit. Sandy Alcantra, on the other hand, not having too many issues here with the Mets. We'll see if that continues. Omar Narvaez is up. He flied out to right field in his first at-bat. He'll be facing Alcantara. This is off the pitcher card. 357 against a lefty is another fly ball. 371. Fly ball out to left field and caught by the left fielder. That's going to be De La Cruz with the catch in left. Narvaez is down for out number 1. So 1 out. We head back to the top of the order with Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. This is off of Alcantara. He gets wood on it. At least this is a ground ball. And that grounder goes to short. No problem at short. For Joey Wendell, who makes a strong throw to first and gets Brandon Nimmo by a couple of steps. It'll be Starling Marte. Marte is 1 for 2. He lined out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. This will be an 877. That's off of the pitcher card, so this will be a base hit for Marte. 835 is going to be a little bit more than a base hit. That will be a double. And that's a ground ball down the right field line as he shoots it the other way. That rolls down into the corner. Let's see if there's an error down there in the corner. No error on the play. And Marte runs at a 2. The right fielder is Avisail Garcia. He is a +1. So this is actually on Garcia if he wants to take an extra base. I think he's going to try to go for 3 with 2 outs. Not really a need to, but he's going to do it anyway as Garcia's arm is a -1. So 31 to 100, he'll be out, otherwise he's safe. And Starling Marte turns that double into a triple as he hits one down into the corner, and he slides safely into third base with a 333. Brings up Frankie Lindor. Base hit will put them on the board for the first time. This is off Lindor's card. 281 against a righty is going to be a fly ball that goes out to left field. 191, so that's going to be an out, and that'll be the third out of the inning, as the left fielder De La Cruz squeezes it for the third out. So the Mets strand a runner at third base as they get a 2-out triple from Starling Marte, but they can't bring him home. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 6-0 Miami over New York, and let's get a new pitcher in for the Mets. All right, new pitcher is going to be Brooks Raley. He comes in here in the 5th inning. He has a 4 stamina. He'll be replacing Max Scherzer, who goes 5 innings, gives up 8 hits and 6 runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts for the veteran right-hander. So Raley comes in against the bottom of the order. Jacob Stallings, Joey Wendell, and then back to the top with Luis Ariz. So Jacob Stallings against a lefty is a -1. Raley against righties is a 0. Which means Stallings is a 1-9 to have it come off his card. So it's off the pitcher card. 0.99 is going to be a grounder. And 360, that'll be a ground ball to second, and no problem at second base for Jeff McNeil. That'll be out number 1. That brings up Joey Wendell to the plate. Wendell is 1 for 2. He had an RBI double back in the 2nd. Struck out in his last at-bat. He's going to have it come off his card here. 165 is going to be a ground ball. And that goes to the third baseman, and no problem at third, as Eduardo Escobar makes the throw over to first. That's out number 2. Luis Ariz to the plate. Ariz is 1 for 3. He grounded out to first in his last at-bat. A 12 gives him the advantage in the at-bat. A 144, though, is going to be a ground ball. And he hits that one to third base. At third is Escobar again, and he's going to make a nice throw across the diamond and gets the slow-footed Ariz at first. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Brooks Raley, so we're going to leave him there for the 1-2-3 inning as he comes in relief of Max Scherzer and does a very nice job. So we head to the top of the 7th inning. It is 6-0 Miami over New York. Miami looking to get off the mat here. It's going to be Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Mark Canha against Sandy Alcantra. This is control to Pete Alonso. 854 is going to be a base hit. And that will be a little blooper down the right field line as he gets jammed. But he dumps it into right field. Pete Alonso is not a fast runner, so he's not going to be looking to go for 2 here. The right fielder, Garcia, is a +1 with his range and arm. So Alonso is a -1 stealing. So his lead is a short lead. So no opportunity for pickoff play. Brings up Jeff McNeil. McNeil against righties. Well, against this right-hander, he's going to be a 1-9 to control the at-bat. A 459 comes off McNeil's card. 459 is a fly ball. And that goes out to second base. Is that right? Third base. I'm sorry, it's a little pop-up to third as he hits this one. It was a couple feet outside the strike zone. He pops it up to third. 825 is going to be a good catch either way. And there's no advancement on a pop-up, so we'll go P5 on that. So Jeff McNeil becomes the first out of the inning. Mark Canha to the plate. Let's check out the lead, 354. That is another short lead for Pete. And Mark Canha is 1 for 2 in this game. This is going to come off of the pitcher card. So it's going to be a base hit for Canha. A 131 is going to be a single. That's a ground ball into right field. So the right fielder picks it up. Let's see about Pete Alonso advancing. He's a -1 runner. The Mets going first to third are normal. So into right field, that's going to be my choice. So let's check that out. We know he's going to go to second base. We're looking at the right fielder. He's a +1. Pete Alonso is a -1. They need base runners more than they need to get to third base. So this is going to be Pete Alonso not advancing to third base. All right, Daniel Vogelbach into the game, or it's up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Struck out in his last at bat. He is going to hit into a ground ball here, and the grounder goes to short. The play is made at short, and let's see what happens with the base runners. So we got runners at first and second. We're looking in this column here. We got a 735. It's a 6-4-3 double play, no question mark. And with 1 out, that's going to be an ending 6-4-3 double play. So Vogelbach kills the inning as the Mets get 2 on, but they can't get anyone around. And that has really just been the story of the game for New York in this one, as Alcantra induces the ground out to short. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Score still 6-0, Miami over New York. Let's see if Brooks Raley can deal with the middle of the order here. Gene Segura, Garrett Cooper, and Jazz Chisholm. Raley against righties is a 0. So here's an instance where everybody is perfectly even. Against right-handed batters, he's a 0. Against left-handed pitching, he's a 0. And that means it's a total 50-50 toss-up as to which card it comes off of. 1 to 10 for Segura, 11 to 20 for Raley, and so this will come off the pitcher card. A 343 against a right-hander is going to be a fly ball, and that is popped up to the first baseman, and the first baseman, Pete Alonso, is going to be there to catch it for out number 1. Garrett Cooper to the plate. Cooper with a walk and a run scored. He came home on the Jorge Soler 2-run shot back in the 3rd inning. Cooper is going to be a even Steven again, so 1 to 10. So it's off the batter card, 169. It is going to be a fly ball, and that goes to center field. No problem in center field for Brandon Nimmo. As he takes a couple of steps back, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Now Brooks Raley's stamina is down to 0, and he's facing Jazz Chisholm. So this roll is going to come right off of Chisholm's card. That's the penalty for a pitcher out there with the 0 stamina. 5-11 though will be a strikeout off of Jazz Chisholm's card. So Raley gets the strikeout and gives the Mets what they needed, which is a couple of good innings here. With that strikeout and the 1-2-3 inning, he's going to get a +2. So +1 for the strikeout, +1 for the 1-2-3 inning. So we're going to replace him, but he does have a +2 stamina now. All right, Alcantara going out for inning number 8. His stamina is at 8. We're keeping an eye on that. He's about to roll over The lineup for the fourth time, it'll be Escobar, Narvaez, and then back to the top with Brandon Nimmo. So third time through the order has been a little bit more of a struggle for Alcantara, but escaped a jam in the seventh with a double play ball. So he's facing off against Escobar. Escobar is 1 for 2. He grounded out his last at-bat. He is not in control of this at-bat. 344 is going to be a fly ball. And, is that right? Yep. Fly ball to center field. No issues in center field as Jazz Chisholm makes the play. Remember, Jazz Chisholm transitioned to center field back in 2023 as they brought in Luis Arraez to help them in their playoff run. Omar Narvaez, left-handed catcher, he is going to be a 1-5 for control. So 566 against a lefty is a strikeout. So another K for Sandy Alcantra. And that'll bring up Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo is 0 for 3. He finally hit the ball last time, hit it to short. Let's see what he does here. He's going to be in control of this at bat. A 919 against a righty is going to be serious trouble as he hits a line drive home run. Does it have enough? It does. And that's going to get over the wall in right center field for a line drive home run. Solo homer for Brandon Nimmo as the Mets finally, in the 8th inning, get to Sandy Alcantra. It's now 6-1. Starling Marte to the plate. He's 2 for 3. He'll be in control of this at bat. A 450 against a right-handed pitcher is a line drive. So starting to get good wood on it. 150. That's a line drive to left. Possible error on the play. 0.72. The left fielder is De La Cruz. He's a -1. And that is going to be an error on the left fielder as De La Cruz can't squeeze it. And we're going to go E7. So at first is Starling Marte. Frankie Lindor to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He's batting left-handed. He's a 1-7 for control. This is a ground ball. And that goes to the third baseman. 463. That's going to be a good catch. Let's see what happens on the play. We got a runner at first base. 175. Let's see here. Let's see here. It's a 5-4 put out. So they go the short way, and they get the 5-4 fielder's choice, and that's going to be out number 3. So the Mets do get on the board, and that's probably going to be it for Alcantara, although we might send him out there to see if he can finish off the game. It is 6-1, Miami over New York. For New York, we're going to get a new pitcher. All right, the new pitcher is going to be Phil Bickford. He replaces Brooks Raley. Raley, a nice job, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. He had 6 up and 6 down, and has kept the score at 6. Well, it was 6-0 at the time, but 6-1 now. Let's see if Bickford can hold this middle of the order. It's Soler, Garcia, and De La Cruz for Miami. Against a righty, Soler is going to be a 1-12 for control. So it's off the pitcher. 144 is going to be a fly ball as 226. Soler gets under this one and skies it out to left field. A 0-30. We'll look at the left fielder. The left fielder is Canna. He's a 0. And he actually has it pop out of his glove. That's a tough spot in left field in the last inning, as we have a couple of errors out there, and Canna commits the error. He was a 22 to 32, so only a 1% chance of making an error out there, and he made it. I'm sorry, that's not even a 1% chance. That's like a, what is that? 0.10% chance. So he makes the error in left field, and we got a runner at first. It's Avisel Garcia to the plate. Actually, we should do our base running. So Soler is a -1. It's a 925. That'll be a normal lead. And there's no pickoff attempt. So Avisel Garcia to the plate. He is going to be even Steven with Phil Bickford. 0-21 to the batter is going to be a ground ball. That goes to 554. So that's a grounder to short, and the shortstop Lindor is going to make the play. We'll see what happens here. We have a runner at first, so we're looking in this column here. It is a 933. 933 with a runner at first is 643, grounded into double play. I'm gonna do that as a question mark because I don't know why I have it with no question mark, but I'm gonna use it says 643, so that's the intention is a double play. The intention when I put the 643 is that it's an actual double play, so we'll go with that intent. So that'll be 2 outs as Frankie Lindor turns the double play. Sorry, double play. There's no stamina movement either. And that's going to bring up Brian De La Cruz with 2 down and nobody on now. So a little confusing there, just the way that it was written. Because you can see whenever there's a double play, I put the 643, all of it. But when there's a question mark, I just have the guaranteed fielder's choice part. All right, I just wrote GIDP for some reason. This is De La Cruz. De La Cruz is going to be a 1-12 to control the at bat. He doesn't. So a 606 comes off Bickford. And Bickford against a righty is going to strike out that righty. Up to 612 is his strikeout range. So that is a 0 in the 8th as Bickford strikes out De La Cruz to end the inning. 6-1 is our score. We're heading to the top of the 9th inning. Sandy Alcantra with an opportunity to finish out the game here. He's going to have a tough go of it. Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Mark Canha. If anybody can do it, it is Alcantara. This is going to come off the pitcher. A 0.55 will be a ground ball against a righty. And that grounder goes to second base, and no problem at second base as Arise flips it over to first, and Pete Alonso is now 1 for 4 for the day. Brings up Jeff McNeil. McNeil is a 1-8 control, so this is off his card. 741 is a hit by pitch. Excuse me, as McNeil gets plunked by Alcantara. And Mark Canha stands in. Canha is 2 for 3. At first base is McNeil. He is a stealing rating of 194. It's going to be a normal lead. And 926 means there's a pickoff attempt. So let's see if we get them or not. 760. Pickoff attempt for a +1 in a normal situation. 31 to 100, so he is safe. And Mark Canha to the plate. Canna is a 1-6 for control. It's off of Alcantra's card. 318 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to right field. The play is made in right, and let's see if there's any advancement. So hit to right field, not line drives. 806, no advancement. So fly ball to right, that's going to be out number 2. So 2 down here in the 9th inning. Mets down to their final out as Daniel Vogelbach stands in. Vogelbach grounded into a double play in his last at-bat. This comes off of Alcantra's card. 351 against a lefty will be another fly ball. That goes out to left field. And the left fielder is De La Cruz. And he's going to squeeze it for out number 3. And Sandy Alcantra with a complete game win, not a shutout, as the solo home run from Brandon Nimmo ruined the shutout. But Sandy Alcantra throws a complete game winner. Let me take a break here and I'll come back with the totals from this one. All right, and we are back with the totals. Miami wins this one by a score of 6-1 over the Mets on opening day in Miami. For the Mets, it's 1 run on 8 hits and 1 error. For Miami, it's 6 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. Sandy Alcantra, player of the game, complete game win, 9 innings, 8 hits, 1 run. And he doesn't walk any and strikes out 7. I was looking at his walk percentage. His walk percentage is only about 6.5 for the season. So pretty good, especially against right-handers. 5% walk percentage and really low whip, 1.2 or so whip. So Scherzer is going to take the loss. He goes 5 innings, gives up 8 hits and 6 runs. All the hits given up were from Scherzer. Rayleigh and Bickford come in and basically blank the fish the rest of the way. Scherzer with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts and 25 batters faced. Solo home run from Brandon Nimmo in the 8th is the lone run for New York. Good day here from Mark Canha. He was 2 for 4. A couple of triples in the game. So Starling Marte turned a double into a triple, and Eduardo Escobar with a triple. So not very often you see that. RBI single from Luis Arraez. 2 for 3 game for Jorge Soler with 3 RBIs, a home run and a double. Avisail Garcia went back-to-back with Soler back in the 3rd, and he had 1 RBI in the game as well, and an RBI double from Joey Wendell, and that accounts for the Marlins scoring. All right, this is played with Precision Baseball. You can buy Precision Baseball at ClarkandAddisonGaming.com, and right there at the top of the page, you can find the 2023 season. I am currently working on 2003. The deal with this game is that all of these stats and things, especially when you're talking about ground ball percentage, fly ball percentage, line drive percentage, a lot of the things that we're using in this game are based off of that. So a lot of these numbers here that you're seeing, ground balls, fly balls, line drives, etc., are based off of StatCast stats. So there may be a possibility that I can find some older on Baseball Reference. Maybe there's some different stats, but at Fangraphs, where I like to use stats, there are no advanced stats like that. I don't know where they're getting those, if they're at Baseball Reference, which I've seen them before. So I'm not sure where they're getting all of those stats, because we didn't have StatCast back then. But either way, when you're talking about the defense and the base running, all these defensive base running stats, they're impossible, difficult to find for later seasons. I'll have to do some more research, but as far as the seasons that I know that I can do and put together, 2003 to the current is what we have. I'll have to do a little bit deeper dive to see if there's more from somewhere else. But We do have 20 years of history, you know, that we can put together for this game. So if you find the 2000s or post 2000 as your jam, this might be the game for you. I like modern baseball, and I still watch the Braves as much as I can. And so I don't mind the changes to modern baseball. It's not my favorite thing, everything. Just the Ghost Runner, I think that's the only thing I would really have a problem with. But I don't know. It doesn't feel that much different to me watching a game with the pitch clock and without. I don't think it was as big a deal as everybody made it out to be. But it's still enjoyable for me to sit and watch a game. The way I watch it is, you know, fast forwarding 10 seconds at a time anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me that the game takes 3 hours. It doesn't take me that long to watch a game. I'm not sure who sits down and watches a game on television anymore, but maybe some people do. So if that's you, right on. But that's not how I consume baseball, and so I guess time is not a big deal to me because it only takes me an hour to get through a game. If it's recorded or if it's already going and then it finishes at some point, you know, I'm watching the game after it's already started, even though it's still going live. I might start the game while it's in the 6th inning and I'm just starting the 1st inning. So I don't watch a lot of live baseball. You know, I don't watch a lot of live sports anymore anyway, but was never a big deal to me. So I like modern baseball, and I love baseball from the 2000s. I mean, that was like my jam, you know. That was college. That was post college. That was when I was really younger and had time to pay more attention to things. So those are the players that I love and grew up with, 2000s, 2010s, and so this is like the heart of the era for me. I know a lot of people, it's the 70s or the 80s or whatever, but for me, it's like mid to late 90s all the way through the 2000s is sort of when I was paying the most attention. So go out and get this game. It's a lot of fun, actually. Like once you get into the rhythm of it, you can see it doesn't take forever to do this. So we played out the 3rd through the 9th innings, and it's only taken 52 minutes, and that's with me talking. So I think that the game is going to play pretty quickly. Once you get into the flow of it, it should take you maybe an hour and a half at the very most when you're first learning. But I think you can get it into an hour and 15 minutes. And it's a little bit longer than some other quicker playing games, but it also has a lot more detail than a game like APA Basic or Strat Basic or something. If you want a quicker playing game, I do have one. It's called On Base Baseball. You can get the 1980 season if you go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. 1980 is right there on the front page, but I have lots of other seasons for that as well. 1941 is a free download that you can just download the entire season for free. You get all the roster sheets, and you also get the player card. So it's like 2 different ways to play the same game. One is using roster sheets and a game engine chart like this. So you, I don't know if I have the roster sheets. I don't have the roster sheets here, but you have a game engine chart here. Basically, you copy all the values over to the score sheet like this, and then you roll and play off of this. Or, excuse me, or you can play off of cards. So I have the values straight on the cards, and you can play right off the cards as well. So you can get that as a PDF download. $15, and you get an entire season. 1941 is free, so you can just try that out yourself. But seasons from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, everything from like 2019 to now has been done. So very modern seasons as well. So if you're also into modern baseball, On Base is being produced every year for that. And if you're looking for something else, football, basketball, I have a little bit of everything. Go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. Just look around on the website and see what's available. And you'll be able to find something, I'm sure, that fits your needs, your tastes. There's some quick play games there. There are more medium play games like On Base. And then there's, you know, a full play game like this. I have a full play football game that cuts some corners in some different areas. So you can play a full play-by-play football game using modern NFL. I also have the 1985 season and the 2007 season for play action football. That's a full play-by-play game, and it has kind of a unique approach to that, where you can play solo and just have the dice figure out the plays for you, or you can call plays on one side and let the dice figure out the defense, or vice versa. So you can kind of play that in a different way that you want to, but it's got some fun things, momentum and home field advantage, and it's got a really unique sort of kind of like this interaction here between the batter and the pitcher that happens on every play in the football game, depending on what plays are called or what plays you do call, and then how the defense reacts to that. So it's a pretty dynamic play calling system, and that play calling system determines like kind of who has the strength, quote unquote, on that particular play, and how does that affect the play. So really unique system, and you can play that in under 2 hours. So a full play football game in under 2 hours is a little bit of a holy grail. You come out with individual stats and everything. So you can, it's got a little player finder on there, so you can come out with individual stats, at least for the top players, the top 5, 6, 7 players at each type of plays, for sacks and rushing plays and catches and all the stuff. So there's lots of different things that you can do with that game and have a lot of fun. You can get, like I said, the 2023 season, 1985 NFL, and then 2007 NFL as well. And I'm working on 1991, and I'm hoping to have that done by the beginning of the NFL season. I don't think that's going to happen, but sometime shortly after. I was really hoping to have it done by the time Jeff Giordano and the APBA Football Club do what's coming up this weekend, which is an APBA football tournament at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. But that's not going to happen where I finish it by then, I don't think. So that's coming out soon, as well as we start to all turn our attention to the gridiron and football. And baseball is heating up with playoff races. The Braves won last night, beat the Phillies, so excited about that. The lead for the Phillies is now down to 6, and the Braves are solidifying at least a little bit right now their playoff position. Lost Austin Riley for the rest of the season, and AJ Minter, and I don't even know. Maybe Brian Snitker is going to get out there and play third base at some point, second base. I'm not sure. Can he play left field? Because it just is, it's getting real thin, and I don't know how many injuries to all-star players can your team withstand and still make the playoffs. That really is the 2024 season. But getting their pitching back is a huge deal. So we'll see how they do. I'm really hopeful. I'm hopeful that they can even have a kick here and catch the Phillies. I think they play them something like 7 times in 13 games, in the next 13 games. So the league could technically, if they just win all of them, could technically be right there. They could be tied coming out of all those games. Let's hope for 2 sweeps. That would be awesome. But unrealistic, but would be awesome. All right. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just click on subscribe. Super easy to do, and you'll be notified of any new videos whenever I post them. If you like this video, you can just give it a thumbs up. That's a really easy way to support what we're doing. Another way is to just buy a game. The Precision Baseball is only $12, and so I've tried to intentionally keep the price really low. One, there's a lot of printing to be done with this game. You get almost 1,500 player cards. It's over 1,400 player cards. And you can see the charts and things are, they're in color. You only have to print them out once, but they are in color, and you obviously can print them in black and white if you want to, but They are in color. And just the guidebook itself is like 58 pages, so it's pretty large, but it's also large print, you know, when you look through it. It's also pretty big print, you can see. It's very readable, even for older eyes, and that just takes up some space if you make that print a little bit larger. But hopefully it's helpful to you. And watching all these videos, there's a lot of videos. I'm just trying to pump out as many videos as I can. I don't have a proper video series introducing the game, but hopefully as you watch some of these videos of me playing, you'll see all the different situations that come up. We didn't get a real look at Lone Depot Park, but you can see here the stadium, and then you have the wall heights here. I'm thinking about how to incorporate in the new set, you know, maybe there's a way I can incorporate more maybe there's a way I can incorporate some pop-ups or something. I'm not exactly sure how I can do that. But I feel like maybe there should be a few more foul ball kind of checks, you know, a few more foul ball kind of checks. Maybe on a pop-up to an infielder. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do that, because I'm thinking maybe on this, instead of going back and doing things differently here on the player finder, maybe for the foul ball or for the fly ball, there's a, and the line drive, there's a foul ball option, or a foul check or something like that. Maybe just a foul. And then you would have to do a foul ball check to see, did it stay in play or did it stay out of play? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'm just trying to think about that, because you'll only get these in the highlight plays, and the highlight plays happen every so often. I mean, for a fly ball for Sandy Alcantra, it's only going to happen once on a 333. Over here, it's only going to happen once for Daniel Vogelbach on a 222. So you're not going to get into this very much, but it does actually show up on the highlight plays. But we have our wall heights, we have our wall distances here. And I was really hoping whenever I started this game to do a little bit more interactive fielding, like where sort of step-by-step fielding. We kind of have that now, where you have what type of hit is it? Ground ball, fly ball, line drive. Where does it go? Does a player make the catch? But I was hoping in between, what kind of hit is it and what player makes the catch. I was hoping for a little bit more in between that space. And I had some ideas, and I needed to get the game to market at that point, and this system is detailed, but it's not even as detailed as I wanted it to be. Like I had these charts and outfield charts with different zones in them, and it was more like ultimate zone ratings or ultimate zone UZR defense and that kind of stuff. So using a little bit more sabermetric type stats in order to kind of see and figure out how those things go. And it was going to include things like speed off the bat, and just a little bit more sabermetric batted ball statistics in order to determine that. But didn't have time really necessary to implement that, and I just had to put my mind to it to figure it out. And it could be something that could be added in between this result here, and then, you know, kind of replacing this chart here with a whole process. So I just had to figure that out and see what's going on with it. But lots of different things that could be improved. If you are playing the game and you have some suggestions about what can be improved or added to the game, I'm all ears. The game is brand new. There's only one season out. So every season that goes by, maybe I'm thinking of new things that can be added in. So just let me know that. You can send an email to clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com, or you can just leave a comment down in one of these video comment sections, and I'm happy to engage. Yeah, but go out and get it, play it. You can join the Facebook group for Clark and Addison Gaming Company. You go to Facebook groups and look up Clark and Addison Gaming Company, and you'll find our Facebook group. And then you can just apply. You answer a few questions, agree to the group rules, and then I will let you into that. They're just questions about, you know, what sports do you like to play and what games do you like to play, that kind of stuff, just to kind of get to know where everybody's coming from, and what your favorite sports are, and what games you enjoy playing. It's no offense to me that you don't like playing my games. Maybe you just heard about these games today. So either way, as long as you're playing, I think that that's great. This is my entry into the hobby, and hopefully you give it a shot and play it out and see if that's something that meets your needs as a gamer. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.